Yato bhaktiradhokshaje Ahaitukya pratihata Yayatma suprasidati Saha that Vai certainly Pungsang for mankind Paraha sublime Dharmaha occupation Yataha by which Bhakti devotional service Adhokshaje unto the transcendence Ohetuki causeless Apratihata unbroken Yayatma Yaya by which Atma self Suprasidati completely satisfied. Translation. The supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which men can attain to the loving devotional service under the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted in order to completely satisfy the self.
So we are reading the second chapter of the first canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, Divinity and Divine Service. So just now we have recited the 6th verse. We can begin from the first verse. The first verse is Iti samprasna sanghishta vipranang romaharshani pratipujya vachastesham prabhaktum upachakrami. There was a great meeting, and meeting means in those days there was no political meeting. Political meeting was not necessary because there was no democracy. It was monarch. The kings, they are so trained up that there was no necessity of democracy. Actually, the modern government, democracy, we are experiencing, especially the great democratic country, America. So, the democracy, the president elected by popular vote is now being condemned. So what is the value of this democracy? You elect somebody by your vote, again condemn. That means the electors, the voters, have also no experience. Neither the man who is voted, he is also a very good man. Otherwise, why you should change your opinion? Once you have elected a person to act as your head executive, so the democracy has proved a farce. It has no meaning. Because people are not educated. People are mostly Shudras. There must be 4 classes of men. So Brahman, Khatri, Vaishya, Shudra, first class, second class, third class, fourth class. But at the present moment, there is no first class man, neither second class man, or third class, fourth class, all over. So, on the votes of third class and fourth class man, how you can expect? Good God, that's not possible. So, there is no need of this democratic meeting, but there was meeting of the first class Brahmanas for the benefit of the whole human society. They used to meet sometimes, and that meeting is still continuing in India. It is called Kumbh Mela. Kumbh Mela, recently this meeting took place at Hardwar. All the saintly persons used to come in 4 places, one at Prayag, Allahabad, one at Vrindavan, one at Hardwar, and another at Rameshwaram, something like that. 4 places. A similar meeting was held at Naimisharam. Naimisharam, now that place is still existing. Very nice place. So the question was that after departure of Krishna, who was guiding the fates of the human being? The last question was this. Bruhi Yogeshwari Krishne Brahmane Dharma Barmane Shang Kastham Udhunopeti Dharma Kam Saranangata. Dharma, religious principle. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Jada jadahi dharmasya glani bhavati bhar. Glani means polluted. Whenever there is pollution in the matter of discharging religious principles, I come down. Tadatmanam srijami aham. Then I come down to settle up things. So Krishna came for this purpose, to settle up or to purify dharmasya glani, pollution in the matter of discharging religious principles. Therefore, as soon as there is pollution, means there is a class of men who have polluted. They are called duskrita, sinful. When there is increase of the number of sinful persons, there must be pollution in the system of religious life. This is the way. If everyone is following religious principle, everyone does not commit any sinful activity, so at that time there is no chance of pollution in religious system. At the present moment, they do not know what is pollution, and they do not know what is religious principle. That is the defect of the modern civilization, that religion is described in the dictionary a kind of faith, not principle. But according to Vedic conception, Religion is not a kind of faith. Religion is, it is your must duty. That is religion. Or it is your natural occupation. You cannot change it. Faith you can change. I am now Mohammedan, I become Hindu, or I am Hindu, I become Christian. But I remain the same man. I may change my faith from this to that. So, religion does not mean that. Religion means you cannot change it at any circumstance. That is religion. That is the meaning of dharma. If you change, that is your diseased condition. That is not normal condition. So that is the meaning of religion. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita it is saying, Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati. When human being changes his normal condition of life, that is pollution of life. So, the normal condition of life is described by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Sanatana Goswami inquired from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that why I am suffering, he inquired from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was minister, very big post, a very learned scholar in Sanskrit and Arabic, because at that time there was Pathan rule. So as government was Mohammedan, so responsible officers, ministers, they had to learn the Arabic language or Persian language. The Mughals are Persians?
Turks.
Huh?
Turks.
Turks, yes. So he was a big scholar and born in Brahmin family. Everything was all right. But still, he presented himself before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he is not a bona fide learned man, because he did not know what is his identification. That is very important thing. One should know his identification. At the present moment, the identification is going on by the skin. I am Indian, I am American. This is going on. But that is not our proper identification. The proper identification is Aham Brahmasmi. I am spirit soul. This is to be understood in human form of life. Otherwise, the dog is also puffed up. I am a big dog. Similarly, if a man becomes puffed up simply by the bodily concept of life, I am a big Roman, I am big Indian, I am big. There is no distinction between the dog's conception of life and the big Roman's conception of life, because the center is the body. So, here Krishna came to establish this fact that you are neither Roman nor Indian, nor Brahmin, nor Shudra. You are my eternal servant. Therefore give up all these nonsense identification. Sarvadharman parittaj. Because due to your wrong identification you have created so-called ism. Hinduism, Mohammedanism, nationalism, this ism, that ism. This is all nonsense. This is the understanding of religion. whatever we have created with the bodily concept of time, they are all nonsense. The real religion is that I am eternal servant of Krishna. That is real. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was questioned by Sanatana Goswami, my dear sir, I have come to you to surrender to you because you are my spiritual master. You have asked me to give up my family life. So, by your word, I have given up. Now I have come to you. So, this is my first question. One should be very inquisitive. After initiation, Adu Gudbasram, this is our system. So, just to become enlightened in the spiritual affairs of life, as Arjuna also said, Shishasti aham sadhiman prapanna. Similarly, Sanatana Goswami also, he says, sir, you asked me, I am now surrendered to you, so this is my question. What is that question? There must be question. If one is actually seeking after spiritual realization, there must be intelligent question. The first intelligent question was put forward by Sanatana Goswami, the Kiyami Kano More Jape Tapotra. Sir, please let me know what is my identification. Why I am put into this miserable condition of material life. People do not know it, just like cats and dogs. And the cat or the dog does not know that his life is very abominable. No, he is happy. This is Maya. Even the hawk, he is also thinking I am very happy. This is called Maya, Moha. Jivasya moha, aham mameti. So when human life is there, at least one must be awakened to this consciousness that actually I am not happy. That is the beginning of human life. Not to remain in darkness like cats and dogs. He is unhappy in every respect, in every step, and still he is thinking, I am happy. Cats, dogs, hogs, their whole day working, day and night, and for some food, and then sense gratification. This is the modern life. And that is happiness. To become very busy whole day and night for getting some food for eating and something for sense gratification, this is happiness. But actually it is not. So therefore Sanatana Goswami was intelligent. He inquired that Kyami Kyano More Jape Tapotra. The first question to the spiritual master, what is my identification? Why I am suffering these threefold miseries? They do not know what is threefold. Miseries are there, but they do not know. So dull-headed people. Adhyati, Adhibhauti, Adhidaivik, three kinds of miseries. There must be either three or two, or at least one must be. No, three are always there. Adhyatic means pertaining to the body or mind. Today I am very weak. Today I have got jaundice. Today I have got this some stomach trouble, dysentery. These are called adhyatma. My mind is not very nice. And adhidaivik, just like severe colds, severe heat, earthquake, these are famine, pestilence, there are so many things. Adhidaivik. adibhauti, miseries offered by another living entity. In this way, we are always implicated. Adhyatmika. Therefore, Sanatana Goswami inquired that I do not want this. I do not want this. But why they are imposed upon me? This is very intelligent question. If there is any solution, that is intelligence. Not temporary mitigation of temporary, we are just like it is summer or winter. Anyway, in the summer we are suffering scorching heat. At that time we are hankering after some cool place, and during winter we are suffering from chilly, cold. So this thing will go on. So long you are in the material world, you cannot avoid it. Therefore Sanatana Goswami inquired, why these things give me trouble, although I do not want them. This is very interesting. If there is any solution. So the modern civilization, modern or past, foolish people, they do not want the solution. They think that things are going on like this, we cannot avoid it, let us suffer. That is not intelligence. If you are suffering, then you must find out the remedy. And actually we are doing that. But because we do not know what is the actual remedy, we are missing the point. But there is solution. And for this solution, one must go to the spiritual world. That is this kind. Samsara loka tranaya. This materialistic life is always like the blazing fire in the forest. So tranaya, how to get out of it. Trana is called. Tran means to be relieved from the suffering. Karunna ghanaganatam. So, how these sufferings can be mitigated? So people have become so dull-headed, they cannot understand what is the real suffering, and neither they have any inquiries how to mitigate the suffering. This is what is. Therefore they are called Shudra. Shudras, they are like that. A Brahmana is intelligent. A Brahmana. Therefore we are trying to make people Brahmana so that he may become intelligent. Not Shudras. Others are trying to make them Shudras. Shudras means to remain in ignorance. And Brahmana means to remain in knowledge. That is the difference between Brahman and Shudra. And these two other classes, Mahamedian, Kshatriya and Vaishya. The Brahmanas are supposed to be the first class men in the society, the Kshatriyas, the second class, the Vaishyas, the third class, and the remaining all fourth class and fifth class. So there was no meeting of the fourth class, fifth class men. What they will do? Simply pass some resolution, that's all. What they will do? Just like this United Nations. What can they do? For the last 20 years, they are trying to make solution of the problems of the world. There are so many departments. The one department is WHO, World Health Organization. So, because they are all Shudras, what they can make solution? The present moment, the whole world is full of Shudras, and they have got money, so they are simply spending for sense gratification. Therefore, according to Vedic civilization, Shudras should not be given much money. Simply what they actually require, that's all. Because they do not know how to utilize money. At the present moment, because the whole population are Shudras, as soon as they get money, they spend it for wine, women, and squander it away. So, big rich man in America, they spend $50,000 in a week in Florida for seeing naked dance. Is it not? Is it not a fact? Because they are Shudras. They do not know how to spend money. And formerly, before this, people were little intelligent, or at least they had some religious faith. So they constructed temples, churches, mosques. Nowadays, this thing is stopped. As soon as one gets money, they have to spend it after sense gratification. So, formerly, there was no meetings of the Shudras. The meeting was held amongst the Brahmins, saintly persons, to consider how people will remain happy, how their spiritualistic life will advance. Therefore, the Brahmins were the heads, and other Kshatriyas and Vaishyas and Shudras, they used to take instruction from the Brahmins for their livelihood. That was a very good system. That is natural. Just like in this body, there are the same Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. The Brahmin is the head, the brain, and the Kshatriya, the arm, and Vaishya, the belly, and Shudra is the leg. So, when the body is healthy condition, the brain is very nice, then the brain gives direction to the leg, to the hand, to the belly. Brain, if the one has got good brain, he does not eat much. Why should I eat more? When I am not hungry, why shall I load the belly? It requires brain. No, here is a very nice palatable thing, let me load it. Because he has no brain. And after loading, then dysentery. You see? So in every action, the brain is required. So therefore the Brahmins, they were first class brain of the society, and they used to give direction to the people in general, beginning from the Kshatriya, Vaishyas and Shudra. They used to give instruction to the Kshatriyas, next intelligent class of men, for administration, and the Kshatriyas used to rule over the government according to the Brahmins' instruction, and the Vaishyas also, they used to produce food grains and give protection to the cows. In this way, they were discharging their duty, and the Shudras, they were carrying out the orders of these three higher classes. So, you'll find in this instruction, in this chapter, these sages decided at the end of the meeting that Atapungvi Dijasreshta. The resolution was passed like this, because there were all Brahmins. Therefore, the president, Suta Goswami, he said, all the Brahmins, Dijasreshta, he addressed. Dija means twice born. One birth by the father and mother, and next birth by the spiritual father and the Vedic knowledge. This is second one, initiation. The spiritual father or spiritual master, he gives the second birth through the mother Vedas. Therefore they are called Dija, twice born. Twice born, unless one has accepted bona fide spiritual master, he is once born, Shudra. Shudra has no such thing as twice born. Only the Brahmana, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. Because Shudras were less intelligent, they were not initiated. They are not initiated. Only the Brahman, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, Dija. So, among the three kinds of Dijas, twice born, the Brahmanas were the first class Dija. Therefore, at the end of the meeting, because they are all Brahmins, there was no Kshatriya, only Brahmins were discussing. Atapung bhi Dijasreshta. Dijasreshta, best of the Brahmins. They are not ordinary Brahmins. With full Vedic knowledge, they gather. Varnasama vibhagasa. The Varnasama must be there in the human society. So, Varnasama vibhagasa. Vibhaga means division. Atapung vidija sreshta varnasama vibhagasa sanusthitasya dharmasya. Everyone has got his dharma, that is dharma. The Brahman. Dharma means his occupation and duty. Dharma means his occupation and duty, that is dharma. A Brahmana he has got his duties to practice, how to become truthful, sattva, sama, how to control the senses, dhamma, how to control the mind, sattva, sama, dhamma, titikha, how to learn toleration, forbearance, sattva, sama, dhamma, titikha, arjava, how to become simple, not crooked, jnanam, full knowledge and everything, vijnanam, practical application, sattva, sama, dhamma, titikha, arjava, jnanam, vijnanam, astikam, full faith in the Vedic literature, that is called astikam. That is called atheism. To believe in the Shastras without any division. That is called theism. Atheism means not to believe in the Shastra or not to accept them as it is, to comment according to one's own will. That is called atheism. Theism means to have faith, full faith in the Vedic knowledge. That is called theism. That I have given you several times the example, just like the cow dung is the stool of an animal, but the Vedic literature confirms that cow dung is pure. Now you cannot argue. It is a stool of an animal. In one place you have condemned, if you touch the stool of an animal, you have to take bath thrice. And now you say cow dung, which is also stool of an animal, it is pure. Where is your argument? You have to accept. That is called theism. Because the Vedas says, without any argument, you accept it, that is called theism. You cannot change, you cannot comment, that is called theism. Astikam, Brahma karma sabhavajam. But unless you have got such faith in the Vedic knowledge, you cannot make any progress. That's not possible. If you, with your poor fund of knowledge, you want to interpret from the very beginning, there is no question of progress. Therefore you will find in the Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna heard from Krishna the principles of Bhagavad Gita, he said, Sarvametam nitangamanne jadvadasi me padava. My dear Krishna, whatever you have spoken in this instruction, I accept them as perfectly true. You find. First of all, he said, Sishasti ham sadhimang prapannam. Of course, sadharma pricha there must be, but whatever the spiritual master said, he accepted in total. Sarvametam nitangamanne jadvadesi me kama. This is the principle. That is called astika, theism. First of all, before accepting the spiritual master, you must find out whether Krishna or Krishna's representative is there. Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. Shishastaya, I am your Krishna. Similarly, everyone should surrender to Krishna or Krishna's representative. That is spiritual. If one does not know what is Krishna, neither he speaks, just vibrate the Krishna's word, he is not spiritual master. He cannot be spiritual master. Spiritual master does not manufacture his own ideas. That is not spiritual master. Spiritual master is he who speaks exactly the words which is spoken by Krishna. That is the secret. You cannot change. So, in the Naimisarana, the resolution was made like this: Sanushtitasya dharmasya. So, everyone has got his dharma, particular duty, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya. So, one must be intelligent enough whether by the discharge of his particular duty, he has satisfied Krishna. Whether he has satisfied Krishna. Just like the different parts of the body, the duty is how to keep this body fit. That means to keep the body satisfied. Fit means when everything, all the metabolism, organization of the body is going nicely, then it is fit. And as soon as there is some discrepancies in the regular process, there are so many processes going on within the body. Kapha, Pitta, Vaya. There is very good mechanical arrangement. So, the brain means to keep this mechanical arrangement very greasy and going on nicely. That is brain. That is brain. When I shall eat, when I shall not eat, when I shall sleep, when I shall... These things are necessities. But brain requires how to adjust them. Eating, sleeping, mating, and sense gratification, protection. That is required. But it requires brain how to transact all this business. Therefore, the brain is required, and everyone has got his duty, and the resultant action, how the things are going on nicely, successfully. What is the test? The test is samsiddhi harito. But the business is how to satisfy Krishna. Samsiddhi haritosana. Haritosana. This is very natural. Suppose in a big office, so many clerks are better. The business is that everyone should be ready to satisfy the office routine work or satisfy the managing director. But how one can see the managing director is satisfied or not? Man, immediately in the office, in every department, there is a superintendent. So if the superintendent is satisfied, you must know the managing director is satisfied. Similarly, you are under the direction of your spiritual master. If you see that the spiritual master is satisfied, then you should know that Krishna is satisfied. That is confirmed by Vishwanath Chakravarti. Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasad. And jasya prasadat nagati kutopi. If the spiritual master is not satisfied, then you are gone to hell. Jasya prasadat nagati kutopi. Because we recommend to Krishna the promotion and so many things. So therefore, our business is to see. It doesn't matter whether you are acting as a Shudra or Brahman or Bhakti, it doesn't matter. If by your action, sakarma bhitam abhajya, if by your action Krishna is satisfied, then your life is successful. It doesn't matter in what position you are. It doesn't matter. If Krishna is satisfied, this is the principle of life. That is real dharma. Krishna says, Sarva dharman mamekam sarvam. So whether we have surrendered to Krishna and satisfied, this is our business, to see. In this way, this chapter is very important. We may discuss. So, dharma is actually under the protection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You cannot manufacture dharma because we do not know what is dharma. Dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranita. Dharma means to abide by the orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It doesn't matter whether you are Hindu, Muslim or Christian. That is explained in the 6th verse. Savai pumsam paro jato bhakti rado. The verse is paradharma. Paradharma means the best, supreme dharma. Jato bhakti rado. It doesn't matter whether you are Hindu, Muslim, whether you are interested to satisfy God. That is first class. Otherwise it is third class, fourth class, whatever. Whether your interest is to satisfy God, then it is first class. It doesn't matter. By the name it doesn't go ahead. Therefore you find actually those who are advanced in religious principles, they are all devotees, faithful, just like Lord Jesus Christ, devotee. Similarly, Muhammad also, they are devotee. They never declared that I am God. Did Muhammad say like that? No, servant. Similarly, Jesus Christ said, Son of God. So, it is very good. It doesn't matter. If we remain Son of God, a servant of God, faithfully, then it is first class religious system. But it is very difficult to say. But Bhagavad Dharma, then it is called Bhagavad, simply relationship with Krishna. There in the Srimad Bhagavatam you will find no other topics except to establish the original relationship with Krishna. And therefore it is first class. Savai pumsam parodar jato bhakti rado. Without any the material field, then what can be done? Somewhere or other. Although it is in the Bible it is said they go to church for asking bread. But that is not paradharma. Because there is hetu, some cause. But this cause, similarly in the Mohammedan religion also, just to be promoted to the heavenly kingdom. No, that is not first class. First class means ahituki, without any cause. Not that I shall go to church, I shall go to mosque, I shall go to temple for asking something from God. That is not. first class. That is good in this sense that these rascals have at least come to pray to God. So much it is good. But such kind of prayer does not make the first class religion. The prayer as offered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, na dhanam, na janam, na sundaring, kavitang, va jagadishakam. My dear Lord, I do not want any amount of money, na dhanam, or any number of disciples or followers, na dhanam, na janam, neither any beautiful wife. So many so-called incarnation of God, they come for money, for beautiful wife and many followers. That is not wanted. That is not religion. Religion means without wanting all these things. Na dhanang, na janang, na sundaring, kapitang, jagadishakam. Not for any material, ahituki, apratihata. If I am poor man, I cannot love God, I cannot enhance my devotional service. No. Devotional service is so nice, apratihata. It cannot be checked by any material condition. That is dharma. Sabai pungsam parodha. Jato bhakti radhukam. This is test. How much I am religious, how much I am devotee. This is the test. So, we should be always alert to test our advancement, how we are making advancement. Because unless we become first-class devotee, there is no question of being relieved from this material condition of life. That is not possible. That is not possible. Ahitaki apratita, jayatma samprasid. Thank you.
Thank you.